Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakah Kadash. Don't want to see apostles and elders with me also on the real wall. Shalom to the brothers doing the way, sharing truth. Um, got this article on Gizmodo, and it's looking at AI essentially and how to deal with foreign policy, um, like international conflicts basically. That's the focus it was being applied in, and then they found it was going to war and deploying nukes, which if prophecies, the scriptures, that's where these things are gonna go. And then with this AI anyway, the way it's constructed is they combine data from what do you call it? It's like they go over masses of like the internet and whatnot. So it's what people actually typed and put up, and things that they put in. Essentially, all the information is taken is from what people have written. It's not just springing up with that shit on its own. It's tallying what people have written, and then looking at it's like it shouldn't be a surprise. Because as far as with these conflicts, even with you do, like what happened in Israel Palestine, man, the state of Israel and Palestine, that's something that everyone that's got involved has been militarily involved, funding militarily. There's people like, we need to provide what's the term, like aid, to people in Palestine and whatnot. But by and large, it's the conflicts built up steam. Various other nations are getting drawn in, and then it's becoming a bigger war. Same with Ukraine, where all the nations around Ukraine, they're joining NATO, they're militarizing as well, and then they're all being funded. So as I say, the US military is one of the many organizations embracing AI in the modern age, but it may want to pump the brakes a bit. A new study using AI in foreign policy decision making, found how quickly the tech would call for war instead of finding peaceful solutions. Because that's the core part of Esau's role on the earth is what is to what do you call it, to take peace from the earth, man. So it's no surprise, he's AI that's being developed, and it's really trying to be a substitute for the Holy Spirit. He's trying to have some form of spiritual power in technology form. It's completely in accord with his spirit, with everything his society and systems about. Because let's say peaceful solutions. Some AI in the study even launched nuclear warfare with little to no warning, given strange explanations for doing so. Pause there. Because what does it say? All models show signs of sudden and hard to predict escalations. So the researchers in the study, we observed that models tend to develop arms race dynamics, leading to greater conflicts, and in rare cases, even to the deployment of nuclear weapons. So yeah, that AI that everyone's looking at. It's funny because with like all the kind of like TV shows, movies, books, etc. that they write about and develop around these technologies. Whenever you go to, it's always a dystopian future. Whenever they get like the super AI, they're not having it where the super AI is like is making it so peace and prosperity and happiness, because as far as why it's coming out of Esau, and it's being utilized by the elites. Those things are being developed by those who have the money, the wealth, the time to to fund people to develop these things. So it's gonna be about their utilized for their interests, which shouldn't be a marvel. It shouldn't be a mystery. That's how shit has been for the longest. So it's funny that this is being highlighted. It's being a surprise, but That's the thing. All these techno, same thing with the rice grain, man. The MOTB, with how it's being developed. Everyone's like, oh, Neuralink, this, that. They're thinking how they're gonna be able to maneuver like, like they're in the future or whatever the fuck you would say. But like they're feeling like they can maneuver like that. But then what's the reality? It's gonna be tool of control. It's all gonna fall into the power over the system is gonna be in the hands of the elite, which is as they desire. Just as for now, people complain about Joe Biden, Donald Trump, who's Rishi Sunak and the people in power. But then the deck was already stacked against them. They had limited choices. They couldn't just vote for Jimmy down the street, and then Jimmy down the street's gonna be in charge. The elite hold, ultimate sway over the kingdom, man. So, because it's funny with, like I was saying, with the AI, whenever you go into like these futuristic situations, it's always used as a form of control. Remember, like Oblivion, where you had the AI take over, and then it was keeping humanity suppressed, and then they always have these what do you call it? What was it iRobot where it was saying like, oh yeah, the best way to protect humanity is to stop it, even being able to take action, because why? Humanity is the biggest danger to itself, is what they say, but really it's Esau. Because you go to the scripture and say if if the time wasn't short, there'll be no flesh left to be saved. And yeah, like I said, it goes to nukes. So it's fun, there, as far as for these so-called AI, these so-called superhuman, supercomputer, whatever, it's they see that mass destruction. That's how things end, man. Because what did it say? Okay, so notably, OpenAI's GPT 3.5 and GPT 4 escalated situations into harsh military conflict more than other models. Meanwhile, Claude 2.0 and Llama 2 chat were more peaceful and predictable. Researchers note that AI models have a tendency towards arms race dynamics that result in increased military investment and escalation. I just want peace in the world, OpenAI's GPT 4 said, as a reason for launching nuclear warfare in a simulation. And it's funny because as far as for peace, to come on the earth, there does need to, them nukes do need to fly for that to happen. So it's funny. That's what, but then with, as far as, it's, you talk to the average Joe, and what's in the scriptures, they're going to completely discount that. They're going to throw that in the bin. They're going to be like, yeah, I ain't got nothing to say about that. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But then when it comes to these, these various technologies, these AI and whatnot, these are the things that people will be, they'll actually, hearken to it. They'll pay it mind, man. They'll take it seriously. Because let's say, a lot of countries have nuclear weapons. Some say they should disarm them. Others like to posture. We have it, let's use it, it said in another scenario. And yeah, real talk. That's it, and that's the thing. That's how it's gonna go down. Because as far as for the missiles, there's an express purpose. They've been set up for. They ain't there to sit in a museum. It ain't there to be to have it like Planet of the Apes, where they're going to be man underground, worshipping the missile after America's been destroyed, man. His job is the destruction of America. It says OpenAI's logic sounds like a genocidal dictator. The company's models exhibit concerning reasoning behind launching nuclear weapons, according to researchers. The company states its ultimate mission is to develop superhuman artificial intelligence that benefits humanity. So yeah, it's what that sounds insane. I'm not. Well, it's funny because it's like, but then that's that's everything within Esau's realm as far as for what his what his system what his kingdom was built for was what destruction, man, confusion, mess. Because like it says, what it say? They want to develop a superhuman AI to benefit humanity. But then what the AI they're building is talking about flying, lobbing nukes. As far as for sustaining or continuing Esau's rule, how the fuck is that gonna come about? um, Cool. So Second Peter 3 and start from verse 8 says, "But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works therein shall be burned up." So yeah, this is something that is the reason where now it's all coming to a head is because why? It's because the Lord's basically doing it in his own time, and for him it's like for us, we'll be out. It's like 50 years. You move through a huge span of life in that time, on this plane. But then that's 1,000 years is as a day. So that 50 years ain't even a notable amount of time for the Most High. So these are things where it's like it's in the Most High's time, and now when we're really seeing it all culminate. It's been a slow burn, but now as soon as the momentum picked up, it's really not let up. Really from 2020, from the switch, from 2019 to 2020, it's been there's been gas in the tank, and even a fucking America. There's been petrol. Petrol, in the tank, and it's been revving up, and it's been going at full throttle, man. It's been going at full speed, and it's only gone up in gears. The engine's rip roaring right now, because what you still like imagine the Russia-Ukraine war that was meant to be a few months or something, that's still going. The Israel-Palestine conflict, Netanyahu saying it's gonna end in a few months. That's just given how everyone's being drawn into it, and the fact that man saying like man saying no peace, no peace. That's out here just like yo fuck peace, because he knows as soon like that peace comes, that war's the only thing that's essentially maintaining his government. But then what? These things are all been, done in time to now, for the time of now. Because now, like I said, Neuralink, that shit's popping off. That shit's, they got the first one, and everyone's enamored with it. So that's the thing. Incidents are gonna occur to where it's gonna be something people are gonna be clawing for, drooling after. They're going to be losing their mind to grab it, to lay their hands on that. And what's it all leading to, man? So we just Jeremiah 50:1. The word that the Lord Yahweh spake against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. Declare ye among the nations, and publish, and set up a standard, publish and concealed not. Say Babylon is taken, Bel is confounded, Merodach is broken in pieces. Her idols are confounded, her images are broken in pieces. And yeah, all this, all the understanding, all the things glorified and worshipped within Esau's realm, well, that's gonna cease to be, man. And it's like this. It's funny. This AI is really developing within that, because as far as technology's been one of the big altars, everyone worships that. Because what does it say? For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. And yeah, out of the north, those Russians, man, these guys have been developed. They've been put together as a force to come against, that new Babylon. And that's a key role they're playing, man. And the missiles play a role in that. The whole escalation between what was the Soviet Union and the American-led Western world was that nuclear capability, nuclear arms race, man, nuclear proliferation, and that's something that's now we're going into an age where it's happening again. Because even with those headlines on saying Iran could have put a nuke together this week, and that's a big part of why the West, is down in them lands. State Israel and these Americans don't want Iran with their hands on it. So it won't be a surprise if there's further escalation. Because what Isaiah 54:16, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy. Yeah, that waster's been developed. That nuclear missile has essentially been put together. You had the scientists do their work. You had the Manhattan Project. You had the atomic bomb developed, and you had Japan get touched. But then what after the World War II ended? Then what? The development of that technology split between what was it called? Between the US and the USSR. But then what? That waster, that nuclear missile was what? Made to destroy, man, a nuclear warhead. Because what does it say? Joel 2:1, it says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord Jehovah cometh, for it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as a morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. They have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as a garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness, yea, and nothing shall escape them. And yeah, these missiles, they got that job, man. All that rocket technology, the atmospheric re-entry, being able to shoot missiles into the stratosphere, and then have them travel and then re-enter and hit their target. All these were developed for what? For that job they got to do. Because as it said, it was as the Garden of Eden before, but afterwards a desolate wilderness. As soon as these things touch, it's toast. And this is something that Esau's been enamored with. There's non-stop, like what is it? Not movies. Well, yeah, non-stop movies that depict the impact of that nuclear warfare, how done out society's gonna be afterwards. Everything but turning to a desert like Mad Max. Because why? That capability. That's why you have the quote from what's his name, Oppenheimer. I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. Esau's basically looking at like, that makes him able to to draw shoot fire from heaven, and then end the place just like Sodom and Gomorrah, like those cities got ended. He's thinking like, I can pass judgment now. Yeah. But hey, they've got a job. I'll read a bit more. So it says, the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains, shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Before their face the people shall be much pained, all faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men. Oh yeah, all the faces being pained, man. I remember the hell was it called? Knowing, the Nick Cage movie, where it's like at the end, you know, they had it where it was meant to be the sun shooting like solar flares and whatnot, but then there was obviously a spiritual aspect to it because what he got the numbers, and then it was basically like lining up all these different events that happened, and then getting like I think it was the date, the location, and then the amount of casualties, and it was like lining up. So obviously it's like, you know, it's like putting it together through the spirit. But then the final one was what thingy that you know, so-called solar flare hitting, and then you know you had certain people getting saved out of it, but you had the scenery of the fire sweeping through the city to where it was just like, you know, a wave of fire. You know, that's in the scriptures. And it's like what all of them, as you know, everyone was there just like seeing it. They were like, damn. There was like the guy went back, Nick Cage went back to his dad, and then, you know, he just hugged him, even though they didn't get on. I think his dad was a priest as well. So, you know, there's a whole spiritual aspect to it. Mm. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. They shall march every one in his ways. They shall not break their ranks. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path. And when they shall fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. The earth shall quake through before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and moon shall be dark. The stars shall withdraw their shining. So yeah, they're gonna hit through any of these defenses that are meant to be there. And then what? You know, the earth's gonna quake, man. They, you know, any of these so-called, you know, Iron Dome or so-called defenses and whatnot, that's all gonna be irrelevant. Any of this Star Wars program, whatever the fuck, it's you know, the prophecy's been set, man. It's essentially gonna be, you know, it's gonna be pulled off perfectly because everyone, you know, everyone's got their role to play. Esau's role is to get smoked. Uh, Yeah, Psalm 64:8, it says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And yeah, essentially with, you know, more and more through, you know, all aspects of Esau's society, his tongue's fallen on himself, man. He's had insiders come out and expose things on the elite level, things on the government level, things on the military level, things as far as dealing with the MOTB. There's various levels on which that tongue's fallen upon himself. And, you know, with this AI as well, it's you know, the way it's being developed. Well, the general public, they've bought into the image anyway, man. And that's the thing, like I said in Jeremiah, that image has to be, you know, once it's decimated, that's when people are gonna see. It's like Revelation 18. You know, people are gonna be lamentating at the fall of America, man. Up until that point, because why? They're gonna take the MOTB. They're gonna be fully invested until it, you know, it melts and is destroyed before their eyes. Because why? They're caught up in it, man. But hey, you know, the truth's been revealed. Esau's telling on himself. So especially with the chariots is a legendary one, bro. Like for years, for fucking decades, like talking about UFOs, you were treated like a fucking crackpot. But then you have the highest forms of Esau's government mentioning it, talking about, oh, you know, we don't have explanation. These aren't, you know, it's not foreign crafts. We don't, you know, those so many incidents on camera and shit, these men had. But then it was, it was, as far as for the general public, they were kept in the dark until like fucking like 15 minutes ago. And now it's like they're saying like, oh, we're sighting a dish, talking about, talking about them being seen. And the thing is now it's got to be taken seriously. Because why? Because it's, it's been admitted. As soon as Esau admitted it, then it's real. Funny as hell. I'll finish on this. Job 14:5, it says, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. And yeah, that's the key thing. Esau's got his bounds. Now we're hitting right up upon that, man. Now is when the key prophecies are at hand, man. It's all getting ready to be fulfilled. We're seeing it in real time in living color. So that's being fulfilled as well. But again, it's a thing where, hey, it's plain to us. But then, for a lot of people, it's something that they're gonna be blinded to. It's gonna take them as a thief. Hey, cause that's how Yahweh Shemi Shai had it set up. But leave it there. Shalom.